Hey YouTube, this is Travis again, and I just opened a Battle Kit Monster League 3, and that's why I have the mat here, because I'm just going to use it again. This video is for an opening and kind of review of the new starter deck, the Super Starter Space Time Showdown, and I'll give you my thoughts on it and the cards in it. And then you can also go down in the description box below and find the link to the other video, which is the opening for Monster League. Alright, so I'm not going to worry about being careful with this box. I got two of these and I opened one just so I could be familiar with the cards. I already have my ideas on this, but so you get this, the new zones, or the new Pendulum zones. Get one on each side, red and blue, for the new Pendulum monsters, which are very quickly arriving. And you get this little beginner's guide that kind of tells you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's fine by me. And it explains the new rules. Just to go over the new rules really quick, basically what this entails is you're going to be able to play Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum zones, and if you have a scale 1 to 8, 1 to 5, whatever it is, you can special summon monsters from your hands that come in between those two levels. So let's say I have the Time Gazer Magician here, which is an 8, and I have another Pendulum monster, which is a 3, and they're in the Pendulum zone. I can special summon things between those two levels, and it's called a Pendulum summon. Also, the new rule is the person who goes first is not allowed to draw on the first turn. So that means you're at a slight disadvantage because before you had 6 cards, and you could have an established field, so it was amazing to go first. But now it might be better to go second depending on your deck and playstyle, because you only get 5 cards and then your opponent gets an advantage of having the +1. So go ahead and open this starter deck. And also, before I forget, these power-up packs. You get 2 power-up packs when you buy this thing. And you're guaranteed in these power-up packs to get an ultra-rare Dark Hole and an ultra-rare Odd-Eyes Dragon. And the other cards are just like a little select list. So there's the Odd-Eyes Dragon. I think it's an okay card. It's not my favorite. But, you know, it's in here because you can Pendulum summon him. That's why he's in there from this deck. Then obviously you have the Swords of Revealing Light, Sacred Crane, Rhoda, and Mirror Force, which all reprints, but hey. So Odd-Eyes Dragon, it's a thing. I don't know how much play it's going to see. Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon's probably going to do pretty good, though. And then you get your Dark Hole, which is obviously a much better card. Curaz, Injection Fairy Lily, Divine Wrath, and DD Warrior Lady. These are all cards that you can splash in most decks. It's good because it's a starter deck, and the new players are going to need to see some of those cards that are so versatile. Anyway, there's your 2 Pendulum monsters. You get Time Gazer Magician and Stargazer Magician. Now, the thing about these is they're not that useful unless you have them together. So if you're going to try to play a deck based on the starter deck, I suggest getting at least 2 copies, because you want to play at least 2 of each of these. And this one is an 8 on the scale, and this one is a 1 on the scale. So you can play things between 2 and 7. Special summon from your hand as long as they don't have any kind of condition. So those are your 2 Pendulum monsters. And also you'll notice about these cards, I hope my camera picks up on it, but at the bottom, the first edition is now printed right here in the bottom corner. And from now on, the reason being is because these cards don't have a place for it. But now it's going to look like you don't have anything here, like an unlimited card, and your first edition is going to be down here. I find this to be quite annoying, but it's how Konami designed the cards, and that's all we can really do about it. They could have put it in any place else on the card, and I probably would have been okay. Because they put it on the bottom, it just makes it hard to see. I actually opened the other one earlier, and I was like, I got ripped off because my deck's not first edition, and it said first edition, but then I realized so. Alright, Watt-Tail Dragon, 1 Tribute, 2500, pretty good for a beginning player. Luster Dragon, Hunter Dragon, Millennium Shield, 3000 defense for 1 Tribute. It was good back in the day. Dark Blade, Warrior Digrapher, Chamberlain, and Mystical Elf. Those are your normals. They actually combo well with the effect monsters in here, but You can go into your collection and pick out better normals, obviously, and probably be better off, just in my opinion. So those are your normals. Your effect monsters all deal with searching, special summoning, and defending your normal monsters. So I recommend, if you want to try to play this, take these cards, switch them out for better attack, better defense, and then just, match them up with the monster attributes. Okay, so we have Aether, the Empowering Dragon. It's a 1 tribute. This thing gets an effect if you Pendulum summon it, so it pretty much goes with the foils. Ventra, the Empowered Warrior. And all these cards go with your normals. Arnis, Terra Tiger, Hydra Tortoise, Golden Dragon Summoner, Blue Dragon Summoner, Red Sparrow Summoner, White Tiger Summoner. This one is probably the best as far as a card you can put in a deck and be okay. When you flip, the monster gets flipped and you get to destroy something, you get to pop something on the field. It's like Old Vindictive Magician. I think you have to destroy a monster, yes. But you have to target it, so that kind of hurts. But still, this is probably the most useful of the crew there. Spell cards, what you would expect, except for this card, Supply Squad. This is the reason I bought the deck. This Supply Squad can create huge pluses, and this is the only place you can get it right now. So I needed 2 of these for a Junk Doppel deck I'm working on, but this card, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effects, you draw 1 card. It's continuous, and that means it doesn't have to be your monster's card effect. You can summon Scrap Dragon, pop one of your monsters, and draw a card. I think the card's awesome, and that's the reason that I would buy this deck for Supply Squad. Sorcerer, Spell Wall, Lightning Vortex, MST, Ego Boost, Axe of Despair, Lucky Iron Axe, Monster Reincarnation, Dark Factory, Poison of the Old Man, all just generic cards that work. That's what they're there for. They're helpful for beginners, and they're helpful for the cards in here. Okay, so for your traps, you have Trap Hole, Sakuretsu, Regeki Break, Dust Tornado, Shadow Spell, which is at this point a little outdated, Hero Emerges, Soul Resurrection, Jar of Greed, Magic Jammer, and 7 Tools. More generic cards that are easy to print, cheap to print. I wouldn't buy the deck for those. I would buy the deck for these. And these are probably not going to be used as much after the new set comes out, because they're probably not going to be the best options. So if you're going to play Pendulum Monsters, try to get something out of the new set. Supply Squad, awesome card. Obviously Dark Hole Ultra is going to be really cool for a new player. And the Odd Eyes could be interesting too. The commons you get out of the power packs are honestly better than the monsters that come in the deck. DD Warrior Lady at least has utility. These cards, you can pop 2 on this, But all in all, if I were to rate this deck at 5 stars, I would give it 2 stars. And both of those would belong to this because it's such a good card. Other than that, I think that's the entire deck. Then what you need to know about the new rules. And yeah, my review is 2 out of 5 stars. It's an okay deck. If you're going to pay $10, you want these 5 cards, that's what you're going for. So, alright, that's my thoughts on it. And this is Travis signing out.